even say anything.
Now let me get in character so I can be Big Future.
Big Future? Yeah, I got a purple cup. Oh, we don't got a purple cups.
We haven't got cups.
We got plastic cup.
Yeah, what?
Red plastic cup, you like.
That's true, huh? And make sure it's double cupped up, though.
Yeah, we gotta be styrofoam, though.
You usually make solo cups.
Styrofoam, baby. That's where you gotta go.
Oh, that's what the real lean is?
That's what the real is.
Remember, what you put in there is going to turn to lean. Black people really would fuck up some shit, too, huh? You know what a lean, like promoted lean is supposed to be?
What's it supposed to be?
This was cough syrup. Like, heavy cough
that's
syrup.
what it is, yeah, but I don't get your. What do you mean?
Black people find a way to fuck up some shit.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought you meant like it's supposed to like mean something else. Okay, yeah, no.
Oh, no. It means unhappy leaning. That's really about it.
They just be drinking that. Can you mix it with what, Sprite?
Sprite, Jolly Ranchers, and ice.
Why the Jolly Ranchers? Just
more flavor.
Niggas will fuck up some shit, bro.
I was trying to tell you.
He said niggas will fuck up some shit. You know the whole recipe, huh? Drug addict ass.
It was on internet at one point. It was on like
Future.
Some shit.
Future.
Hendrix.
Well, I remember at one time it was it seems like it's even
it was big back then. It's still big now.
Because I feel like the first time I remember even hearing about that, I feel like it was Wayne and them.
Yeah. So Wayne got it from
some niggas in Texas, yeah.
Yeah, either that or it was I think it was Texas.
I feel like that was a Texas thing, and then it went around. And
I could be 100% wrong though. Like I remember he told a story about that too on Drink Champs. I think it was, but
yeah. I remember a lot of people drink that shit and got fucked up off of it.
Like, yeah, shit fucks you up.
Almost died.
It's like good for your kidneys or your liver or any other body part. All right, we've been doing good the last couple of episodes. We introduced the podcast, we introduced ourselves, and then we keep going.
That's what you got to do this rundown. It's crazy. It's episode 130 too, by the way.
130 what?
It's 130.
Yeah.
You got 131 on the docket.
No, I sent you 2 of them.
I got one. What's the second docket then?
Obviously, you ain't finding it. They sell sunglasses make my eyes hurt, but gotta do it for the culture, you know what I'm saying?
Let's move. Oh shit. I was looking at 131 the whole time.
This guy.
Well, you sent me 131.
This poop.
Why you sent me 2 dockets? I don't understand.
For the future, bro. 131 and 130. Obviously, you can't calculate or add or run sequential numerization.
You can't even
episode 130.
Exactly. Thank you.
Can't you use the podcast,
Thank
please?
you. Thank
can't
you.
Can't you use the podcast?
Thank you.
When you do the outro, I don't interrupt.
Thank you. Outro is not the intro.
Whatever. Episode 130 of Cleaning Dishes. Hope you guys are doing well. It's your host here.
It's Fred Tap. It's Mr. Fantastic. Bounce back like elastic. Don't milk us, not plastic.
I'm gonna amplify that. I'm gonna make that like really loud.
Really?
No, I'm not. That's too much work. It's your man's Thomas.
Oh, he got the shades on. Don't know how to act. No, it's your boy, Mr. Fantastic. Bounce back like elastic. Don't melt because it's not plastic. You already know what it is. We are back for episode 130.
What's your bad rapper name?
What was the bad rapper name? I forget it now.
That's it. Fantastic.
Oh, okay. What would be my slogan?
Your slogan is what you just said. Like, what you mean?
No, like you got. Oh, I guess so, huh? No, but you know, they got closing tag. Like they have usually have like a slogan they say at the end. That would be the slogan I say at the end.
So what you
that'd be my intro. That'd be my intro joint. But my slogan was, "Oh, it's showtime."
That's not yours. That's not yours.
That shit is hard. I love
it
A-Verse
is,
shit.
it
That shit
is.
is hard. I ride up that thing on me. I'm like, ooh, here we go, be the car. You know, the imagery in battle rap is crazy.
Is it?
They just did a Kings versus Queens joint, so they do that a lot now. They have like the men versus
Queensbridge. I'm trying to understand.
It's the women versus the men.
And Queensbridge.
Go ahead. Go. What was the topic again?
I'm trying to clarify for me and the audience. You're trying to understand battle rap.
I already clarified it. You just keep confusing them.
I was asking because I wasn't.
Take your shades off if you want to talk to me, please, sir.
Why?
If you want to talk to me, take your shades off.
I'm looking at you though.
Yo, nah, I need to look my niggas in the eyes. Like, look.
I'm looking at some of my eyeglasses.
Nah, I ain't looking at them niggas in my eyeglasses. That's crazy. Nah.
It's really not though.
Nah, bro.
Yeet. I'm playing 19. But no, how's your weekend? How's your week so far?
Good. It was busy. But it was also productive. It was productive. I got a lot of stuff done. Had some new things come up. Learning, growing. So that's always good.
Growing is important.
Yeah, trying to grow.
You growing taller?
Well, I'm finna staying tall in it.
That's a good one. Oh, we didn't talk about that, did we? Oh, never mind. One thing at a time. So I've always been good. Honestly, just been working, trying to stay focused and stay off social media and just
How's that going to stay on social media thing?
Oh, it sucks. So I usually start off good, but throughout the week or honestly throughout the day, it just like gets worse. Like,
Well, it's probably harder now because you're home.
yeah, but like I try to best to throw my phone somewhere and it still ends up in my hand. Like one day I was like, I threw my phone on the bed, on the far side of the bed, and I was on my desk working. Then I looked at my hand, the phone was in my hand again. And I was like, what the fuck did I just do? Like, how did it make in my hand?
You probably never even threw it. You was like, no. You imagine what life would be like if you had thrown your phone and was like, nah, I just didn't do
I'll
it.
be more productive? Fuck that.
Fuck that, I gotta get this tweet off. Like,
And I was like, I really was like, yo, like, why is this phone always in my hand? But part of it is because of like, not boredom, but because of like just a habit. You know, I feel like social media is a drug to a degree because like, when you don't have anything to do to avoid being idle, you get on social media. I feel like it's like one of the first.
Yeah,
that's when I first started noticing it. Put it like that. When you got nothing to do, oh, like I don't want to be bored, so let me do this, and you just like consuming like pointless shit.
Yeah,
but like we all know, social media can be good. You know what I'm saying? So, but still.
Yeah, it's social media definitely has its ups and downs. It's one of those things. Just like as you said, it can be good and it can be bad. It's yeah.
This ain't the episode for that.
Huh?
This ain't gonna be the episode for that. I can't see my phone. Hold on.
All right, bro. First of all, you doing a podcast with somebody, you take your glasses off. That's disrespectful. I'm supposed to look at you and see my reflection the whole time.
All right, you don't think you look beautiful with my sunglasses?
I look beautiful without them.
All right, then
You know what I'm
happy.
saying? Nah,
Beautiful without them.
nah, you good, bro.
Haters.
Disrespectful. Talking to a grown ass man, you got glasses on. You know better than this. You know better than
this. If I
this.
tell a little kid, I can be like, oh yeah, it's fine. I got sunglasses on.
He ain't gonna know no better. Real niggas know. When you dealing with somebody, you wanna look in their eyes.
No, that's a you thing.
That's not. I bet money. You ask anybody.
I was looking at you in your eyes.
Look, you was looking at me in my eyes. All I see is my reflection. That's it.
All right, you look at her enough then.
You got it, Ken.
Hey, they off now. They off now.
You got it.
I took them off.
You got it. You got it. Sunglasses in the house, cause it's future bright.
I didn't even say that, but thank you.
That's
for
what you
noticing.
said earlier.
Thank you for noticing, though.
Disrespectful.
Oh, all right. So we talk about this. You ready?
You got your hat on in the house too. No, I'm playing.
I wouldn't do that. That's disrespectful. So, as y'all know, we watch movies, and like everybody else.
That was good.
So we like, you know how everybody's like into the game Among Us. So those that don't know what Among Us is, it's a game with like 10 players, and basically you have tasks to do, and y'all on a spaceship. You so slow, but on this spaceship, and for your crew is 2 people that are imposters. So their job is to kill everybody in the group, and basically sabotage things. So because of that, it reminded me of a movie that we used to watch. Well, I shouldn't say used to watch, but it's a memory of a movie.
That backstory though.
It's pretty smooth, huh?
Let me give you some credit for giving backstory, bro.
You kind of fucked it up the smoothness, but it's all good.
No, that was good. Like, you gave like people. Oh, I think I've heard of this. Like, you gave some. Yo, it's not every day you get backstory, so I'm saying that's good.
I've been working on it. I really have.
That's good. That's good.
All right, I need to continue. I do need to continue.
I'm trying to big up my brother. Let me big up my brother.
No, you're doing too much, though.
If I big up, yeah. You want this or not?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'm taking it back. Give it back. Give it back. Hand it back. All right, cool.
So that game reminded me of a movie called The Thing. So The Thing came out twice. Once in like the 80s or 70s, and came out again in like 2011. 11?
Yeah, that's the number.
It came out in 2020, 2010s, between that time period.
That's fair game. And
so like I decided to watch it, and me and Fred sat down and watched it, and it was kind of like it was interesting because like similar concept, but basically the thing was an alien from space, and it would replicate. It would find a person, kill them, and replicate them, and the person wouldn't know that they got replicated. So basically, it's like the same thing as Among Us. You trying to figure out who is like the thing and who isn't.
What do you mean the person didn't know they got replicated?
As the term they use. So basically, like the thing would like seek out a person and like kill them, but it would basically imitate and like what's the thing? Imitate and copy that person.
Right.
It replicate.
Right, but you're saying they didn't know. Like, of course they know. They're the alien. They know.
No, they didn't know. The person that was killed, they didn't know. I think anyway. Like, for watching the movie, they didn't know that they were like it or the thing. Because like, I thought it was like, from what it seemed like, it was very parasitic. And since like it would inhabit you, but you wouldn't know you're being inhabited. That's why I thought from watching it. I could be wrong. I could be being way too scientific with it. But that's where I got it from.
I was under the impression it just killed you and then pretended to be you. And then it would be like, oh, walk me over here. I saw the alien over here. And then you would go over there, find the alien.
It still had all their memories and shit, right?
I don't know, but I guess it was still having memories or whatever. I don't know about that. I just know it'd be like, hey, walk me over here. Because remember, it knew enough to be like, let me seclude you. It would seclude you like, oh, yo, I heard the noise over here. Let's go over here.
Because I remember, if y'all, spoiler alert, I'm sorry, y'all. But, so when the movie started actually get going, old girl did try to do that. She was like, oh yeah, I think I saw him over here doing some other shit.
I don't know. I just want to tell you, I saw him. He was in this place. He was over here. Can I talk to you in private? And she's like, okay.
That shit was smooth. So she did that too.
Yeah, she went over there talking to her. It's like, it was over here somewhere. While she was doing the thing, was like, I was like, oh,
that was nuts. I was like, yo, like it was wasting no time.
Yeah,
it's funny because I think that's how Among Us is, or how some people play it. They'll like find a way to get someone by themselves. Just murk them off and just keep it pushing.
They might be by themselves. They be fast and like,
yep. Yo, who was even near me? And realize what makes the game so hard is that the screen, the task that you're doing, it takes up the majority of your screen.
Yeah.
So if somebody walks in, you can't even see him walk in.
Yeah, you have like a light. You have like a. You ever play Metal Gear? You have like a light, a field of vision.
Yes.
And so as long as I'm out of your field of vision, I could do something and get the fuck out. Like boom, boom. And so yeah, I did. Yeah, it's.
That movie was tough though, because like somebody like made a continuation of the movie and like made it into a game. We're not gonna talk about that. But I was like, we were watching it and just was like, how would you navigate in that type of situation of like, you don't know who's who's out here really trying to kill you, and you got crewmates that's out here bugging and shit.
Part of me feels like y'all would have to stay together, but then if y'all move in a big crowd like that, it could make it easier to whack all of you guys. I don't know, like. You have to have weapons, but y'all can't split up, and you can't split up because let's say you go with two people, they both could be thingies, like both be the alien
but
thingies.
At least they're secluded. You know what I'm saying? So like, if y'all two, if it's let's say you had 10 people, right, and 2 people are the imposters, the scenario would be if those 2 imposters walk off together.
No, I said it was 3. Well, if it was 3 of y'all, all 3 of us, like it's 2 of them. Like, I could, like
it has to be like you have to have the favor always on your side. For like the worst case scenario being minimal, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like you just gonna be dead, bro. Like
yeah,
I feel like you would just be dead in that situation, bro.
Because like the whole movie, I was just like imagining myself in their shoes of like, what would I do if I'm in a room with 10 people and like I don't know who's the thing. Because the thing is, I thought that they didn't know that they were it.
No, I was very sure, like, because the alien knows who's replicating. It takes, like you said, it replicates the person, takes their brain or whatever, gets their memories, stuff like that, and then moves more and it pretends to be this person. So it's going to have a lot of their antics, a lot of their behaviors. It's going to know to be this person.
I don't think that, dog.
I mean, remember, it didn't do anything out of the ordinary. As far as like being a human, it didn't do anything out of the ordinary. Whatever the person did, it did. Like it didn't do like it wasn't like blinking sideways or eyes rotating weird or not. It just
it continued with human biology.
Yeah, it would just continue doing whatever it did. I mean, like so yeah, it would just do that, and then next it would just pick up and you'd be salty. Like you wouldn't have known because there's no way to tell. Because even when I feel like fire, because fire was the thing that would kill it. I think that's the only thing you probably could do was a fire test. Remember, he was trying it, I think, at one point, and some of them were freaking out. And then, like, yeah.
I thought that was dope when they finally found out that, like, fire was, like, the tell-all, if that's what it was, whatever. Yeah. Me, I just would say everybody on fire. I'm like, hey, if you burn, you still human. Hey, I know you was good. But if you burn, you start morphing. Like, hey, you wasn't it. My bad. My bad to the humans.
Dang. So, yo, my bad.
Yeah, I want to talk about the game now. So, I thought it was kind of smart how... So, in the game, they give you a serum, like a blood test. So you take the blood test to find out if you're human or not. But in the movie, they try to do that. If they figure out they figured out how the blood DNA works, as far as like the alien's DNA would infect the human DNA and then replicate it and then keep going. Mm-hmm. So that's how it worked in DNA. So that doctor was like, oh yeah, I need everybody's blood sample. But as soon as the alien knew that, it was like, oh, word, I'm gonna use a blood sample and then I'm gonna break this shit down. I'm gonna go in there and fuck that shit up. I thought that was kind of like... Yeah. It made the obstacles bigger, in a sense, because, like, it was like, oh, like, we can't go off that no more, because it really destroyed the whole...
Destroyed the whole lab.
Yeah, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, that was pretty smart. I thought it was pretty cool. And keep in mind too, one thing that you find out is that the second one isn't actually
it's muteness. My bad.
Isn't a sequel but a prequel.
Yes, which was weird because like when they had the movie out, they didn't name it like The Thing 2. It just was like The Thing.
Yeah, it was like supposedly like a prequel.
It was like if you watch the newest version and then you watch the older version, it picks up right where I left off, which I thought was kind of interesting. Like why y'all did like that? Oh, huh?
What?
See, so one of the issues I had with the movie was in the newer version of how, when it went to the end, the dog just was like just got up out the cage out of nowhere and started booking it. At first, I didn't like that, but I just realized the dog was one of the first ones to get taken out, but it didn't just kill it; it replicated it. Mm-hmm. But he was being like hella low key for like the longest of times.
Yeah.
But so throughout the whole movie, you watching it, and you're like. Yeah, where's the dog been at? Because you ain't even hear it.
They did a trash job of that. That was trash to me.
But they did, but they let me know that when, like, so you kind of click in your head that, like, all right, the thing did replicate him, but the order was, like, to stay low.
To me, it felt like that was a forced connection.
It was.
It was a forced. And I don't like when I'm watching a movie that's supposed to be like a prequel, sequel, and they do a forced connection. It should be like a genuine, like, I can see how this is adding up.
Right.
Like, there was none of that, Like you can't take a character that was in the movie, remove him from the movie completely. Then all of a sudden he's just back at the movie again. Like, oh, okay. Like,
so that's exactly what they did. They just took the show and made it all the way out.
I felt that, for me, that felt cheap. That felt real.
It did.
That felt like we forgot to make the connection. Oh, here we go. And they wrote it in. Like, that's what it felt. If we forgot to make the connection, and then they wrote that shit in.
They did. I agree with you 100%.
Damn, I was like, now looking back though, if you watch the first one and watch the second one, I guess I remember that now because that makes happen. I guess that makes more sense. The connection is there, but it was just cheesy to me. It was like, okay, like there was no real like indication of like, because there wasn't even indication of how people were even getting infected like that up until a certain point. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like there wasn't even no real indication of how. It was just like by the time they figured out what was going on, people were already just infected.
I just remember that one scene where the homie was laying down. He got cut in the side of some shit. And he was laying down, and the thing just started crawling up to him. And he couldn't move. And I'm like, boy, if you don't move, and he just got on top of him and like he assimilated himself into him.
Yeah, it started pulling him in.
I was like, no, that's right. Then so it is parasitic. Yeah, so like he didn't kill him. He basically bonded with him. You know what I'm saying? So
right, because he didn't turn into a human form at that point. He was still in his alien form. Remember?
Right. So so the dude that was on the ground that got cut in half, he was human. So the parasite got fucked up, and he basically got on top of the dude and just and morphed into him. So that's what parasites do. They latch onto you and they like kind of like wipe you out while still being you. If that makes sense. Because at one point was he like killed? You know what I'm saying? It was like he morphed into him. I know, like, scientific talk is crying crazy.
No, I still don't see it. I mean, essentially, once he morphed into you, the impression I got was you were gone and he was you now.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not understanding what I get what you're saying, but I guess I don't understand why you're saying it.
Because the difference between, like, because when you said kill, I thought you meant, like, I killed you, like, you're dead, and then I took over your body, and now I'm you.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, semantics, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
That's the man. Anyway.
So you like, nigga, no? Like, what? No, you're right, though. You're right.
No, so at the end of the thing, the dog is like the thing. And you find out, like, the people that are left over, they took care of almost everybody on the ship, whoever, and the dog's like the last one left of his species, and he takes off. And this dude's like, that's no dog, and he started busting at it. And I was like, we were kind of sitting there looking like, where's this dog been at this whole movie? It's been like a good, like, in movie time, it's been like a good, like, day and a half.
Well, yeah, because you figured the dog got killed in the very beginning. He was the first thing to get killed, I think. He was the first thing to get killed. Yeah, because they see, like, oh my God, it was so-and-so's dog.
Yeah.
They say, oh, he killed the dog. Mm-hmm. It got his dog. It killed his dog. Blah blah blah. And you see like the blood. You see, I think you even see fire and stuff, don't you?
Right. But like that's what I'm saying. So it didn't kill the dog. It just morphed into him. It looked like it was like Dunzo though.
Yeah. And then they found teeth and and that was the other cool thing. It couldn't replicate inanimate objects. Remember?
Yes.
Because like some people have feelings and stuff like that, and the people who would replicate it into lost all their feelings. Because it would take their body, put it through a process. Remember they found old boy inside. His body was like remade up again, basically.
Oh yeah.
it would like take him in. It like, cause I thought it ripped through him, and then remember because it pulled him in. It ripped through him.
I don't remember that one.
And the very first dude that we saw it get when he went underneath the house.
Yeah, I remember that.
It everything just stabbed him and it pulled him in. It ripped
did.
through
You're
him.
right. It did.
It essentially like physically killed and then pulled him in and then rebuilt his body and took his corpse.
True.
That's what it was doing. It was like kill and then rebuild you. So,
you are right. It kills you first, and then it copies you,
and then it rebuilds you, and then it put him out, and then because it was the dog, because you can see like all the blood and stuff, and like, but the dog was just like, you just figured it was mangled or gone or whatever. Yeah. And then like he was kept doing that shit, so it's like, oh shit, and then like, but the dog was going the whole. I thought it was corny. Cause I was like, where was this dog? And then me told the dog just sitting there like, okay, as soon as the credits roll, I'm running. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
That's what it seemed like.
Saying.
The dog was like, okay, as soon as the credits start rolling, I'm gonna run. I bet.
And the movie was cool until we get to that part of like, yeah, we had made this dog like connect with the other movie just because we can.
Yeah, I was like, what?
And I was like, no, y'all had a cool movie until that part. I was like, y'all ain't to do that.
Yeah, the movie was alright. Yeah, it was cool, but that part really just like, fuck it. I was like, what? You cheated me. I just feel like that's.
It was. I feel like they were like, no, we can do something really cool. And it's like, the movie's already done. No. We can do something really cool. Look, have the dog sprint east, and then have him bugging out. It's a dog right there. Yeah. So you know what? That don't sound bad at all.
Yeah, like.
But then my question of like, we ain't had this dog nowhere throughout the whole movie, right?
Yeah, because it was like no, I don't know.
It was like it was a good idea, but I feel like they didn't execute it right. It was lazy as fuck. Yeah,
that's what it felt. Like I don't like when things are. When vital information is omitted, like just completely like I'm just gonna take this out, and then be like, oh, we got you guys. It was like no, you completely left out information so I could try to put the puzzle together before it got like
right.
You can't not give me all the pieces. Like, well, you didn't finish the puzzle.
That's not like Utopia. We good on that minute though.
Yeah,
but no, I agree. Like
I was like, nigga, what?
I could. The movie was good, especially if you haven't seen it, go see it. The movie was good, but I was like, at that point, I was like, y'all wildin'.
Yeah, I was all like, that was cheesy. I was like, fuck that.
He said it was cheesy.
That when the dog was there, he was dead. Okay, kill the dog, kept going. I mean, when you think about that, you're like, oh, that's true. The dog did get killed. Now, I guess that was the puzzle piece. The dog got killed.
Right.
And they talk about all that stuff. But even at that point in time, there was nothing that said, oh, it can replicate animals too. We didn't even know this information. Yep. And then so we just knew it could do humans at least, but then we also figured out it can't do inanimate objects, so maybe that was supposed to be our clue to be like, well, the dog. I don't know. It was kind of weird how they did it.
That's why we were talking, I kind of gassed of like, that made sense of how you had that opening of having the dog there, so it made sense. Yeah. But it was like, you didn't have to do that, dog.
Yeah.
Like, I could just have like a good standalone episode of like the thing, and that'd been good episode.
Well, let's talk about something that you didn't agree with that didn't make sense to you at first. The ending of Lovecraft Country.
Oh, we'll go there. All right, cool.
You were talking about so those who haven't seen it, Lovecraft Country is a show on HBO. It's got magic. It deals with magic, racism, sci-fi. Yeah. I guess a little bit of horror, not really horror, but sci-fi.
It's horror intended though.
Horror intended with sci-fi and magic, and it deals with like, but that taking place back in like the
60s.
No, this is earlier than that. This is probably like the 50s, maybe.
When did Emmett Till die?
I don't know. I thought that was way back. I thought that was like way back. Anyway, it takes place in like that times, back in the past.
I got you. I'm looking up the date right now.
Yeah. So, and I thought that was the 50s, maybe even earlier than that.
Emmett Till died August 28th, 1955.
Okay, so it's the 50s. That was my daddy was born that year. That's a lot. My daddy was born in 1955, bro. Jeez. So it was the 50s. Okay.
He died at 14 years old.
Yeah, he was young boy.
I know, but like you know how you hear it, and
he got killed. He didn't die. He got killed.
He got killed. My fault.
He got killed that night. Yeah.
And I'm like doing the math, and I'm like, he was 14, bro.
Super young. I
don't want to give anything away. Yeah. But yeah.
So in the show, I mean, I guess we can get into the whole show. We'll talk about the ending. So the whole show basically deals with
spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, it just finished too. So
no, it's finished like last week.
Yeah.
Well, today is Saturday.
Yeah, so it's like just like got done. Like I mean, so hopefully y'all finished it. If not, definitely skip this part. But yeah, in the show, basically they go through all this stuff. This is dealing with like basically you talk about you got a black family and a white family called the Braithwaites, and they know and they practice magic.
Sorcery. Yeah.
Sorcery. And so what happens is the owner, the guy, like one of the head guys of the Braithwaite family, he had servants and slaves, and at one point in time he was messing around. One of them got him pregnant, right? He got him pregnant and ended up having a son, and who became his bloodline or whatever. But obviously being black, so he distanced the family, ran to run away. It's all kind of messed up. But anyway, in the end of this, you didn't like the ending of this. I don't want to give a whole lot because just ended. I don't want to give too much of it away.
No, but you was good. You was doing a real good job explaining it. 'Cause I could not explain it. But no, go ahead.
But at the end of this show, what happens is there's this one little girl. Her name is Dee. And during the show, these white people do something really bad to her. It's like something really fucked up happens to her, and so it changes her whole outlook on life and how she sees these people. Because the thing that happens to her actually ends up leaving her physically scarred. Like she actually loses an arm to this, loses a limb to this, and then so what happens is the families end up battling, going through this big old battle, and they end up basically wiping out. The black family ends up wiping out the other family pretty much.
Yeah,
and then. The main character, the main what's the word? Not the protagonist, antagonist, ends up getting pinned down under some rocks, and the black family has left except for the one girl D, who got fucked up.
Yeah, she came back. Yeah,
and she came back looking for her family, like where they at, trying to help out with the battle, but they were all gone already. And so she sees the white lady stuck, pinned down under some rocks or whatever. The black family had left her there, and Dee standing over her, and so the white lady's now begging Dee to help her, like help me out, save my life or whatever. And so the little black girl basically ends up being like, no, like she basically, the line she says, like they'll never learn. And then she ends up killing the lady.
Yes.
And you didn't like that.
So I didn't like that. I didn't like Atticus dying. But I more so didn't like Atticus dying more than like her. Because like once you like break it down of like why she killed her, it kind of like, well, that makes sense. Because that one's like minuscule of like me having an issue with it. Okay. Because she deserved to die. Like if Christina would have came back at 100% health, she's gonna do the same thing all over again. Actually, no, she couldn't. No, she was going to, because she's gonna find Atticus' son and use him instead of Atticus.
She had magic anymore.
Oh yeah.
They took all the magic. That was the thing, because the magic used to belong to black people. White people took it, and then after all this battle was said and done, they put a spell out. And the spell, but because of that spell, the reason he died wasn't so much because of Christina's spell. It was because of the spell that they used to stop the magic. So you talk about time a lot. There's such thing as like no matter how you try to alter your different paths, the result is a result.
Yeah.
And in that situation, he was going to die. He was going to die because the white person killed him, or he was going to die to save the black people. One way or another, he was going to have to die. He had to be a sacrifice. And so he ends up being the sacrifice to save black people. And how does he do it? Is they do the spell, and the spell is so powerful that it has to use his blood and his magic to take away all the magic from the white people.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was. They cast that spell, and so she already did her thing and tried to kill him, but then they had to connect. In order for them to cast that spell,
when I tried, she killed him.
They had to connect them together. Remember, because the fox chick was like, yeah, and they connected them all together. When they did that, this sounds crazy. I'm talking about fox chicks and stuff. It's like crazy. It's fun.
Somebody asked me like to explain what Lovecraft Country is about, and like I sat there for like good 5 to 10 minutes. And I was like, just watch it. Like I can't explain it. It's a lot going on. It
was pretty good though. It's definitely but at that point, when he made that connection, they made a connection. It started using his source to override the spell that Christina, the white woman, had casted, and that spell also took away magic from white people in general. So they no longer had that magic.
So they needed Atticus' blood, and they needed Christina to make that spell work.
I don't think that was the case. I don't think necessarily needed Christina. I guess they had to have somebody to cast it upon. I don't know for sure.
Remember, like you said,
connect all three of them.
But they didn't need Kimio. They didn't need her.
No, she had. They just the way the thing went, they couldn't connect them, so she just worked as a bridge.
Yeah, because old girls walk around. She was like yeah. So now she's playing like that. That makes more sense. I'm okay with it more now because like Atticus died because Christina needed Atticus, all his whole life force and blood to do her spell, which is immortality. And so I came into a room thinking like, oh yeah, he's going to die. Like granted, like there may be different possibilities. I think like the worst case scenario maybe, or best case scenario would be he'll die and he'll come back because Atticus Atticus' family have access to magic now too.
Right.
So that's why I kind of thought was going to happen. Not like a happy ending type thing, but I guess I was just like, oh, like he's gonna die, he's gonna come back. But I guess like that could have been cheesy because I guess I didn't understand all of the spell that Atticus and Letty were trying to do.
Right. It was. I don't think we knew we didn't know until after the spell was casted.
Okay.
And she was talking to Christina, and she was like, we took all the magic from you, not just you, but all white people. And it was like, oh shit. Because it was right back in the racist time, so it was like, yeah, I was like, damn, that's crazy. It took the power back, to the people.
I was under the impression that they just needed to get close to Christina to do that spell. I didn't know that they needed Atticus and Christina to do that spell.
Because they had to do it during the same time. I think they had to do it. It was because it was the reverse the spell Christina was doing. Mm-hmm. So they had to do it against. They didn't necessarily need Christina per se, but they needed to do it against the person who was casting the spell. So since she was the one casting the spell, it had to be done to her. You see what I'm saying? Because she was casting the spell, and they had to reverse that same spell.
Okay, I'll buy that. Okay.
So it had to be casted. So she was the one casting the spell. So therefore, they needed Christina because she was casting it.
Oh.
So they would she was casting the spell.
Okay, that makes sense now. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, she cast the spell, and then they reversed her spell, and then they reversed it and added some shit to it, and then it fucked her up. And I was like, damn.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I at first I wasn't happy with it because of like I felt like his death was kind of pointless in the sense that like you just let him die. But when you explain like that makes more sense now.
Yeah, that's why. And we're under the impression he's dead. I don't because they don't actually say he's dead. I mean, we just know we saw him lifeless, but you know how that goes sometimes.
Nah, he's dead.
I don't know, man. After seeing what they did on the thing, I was like, you never know. Nigga. Like it wasn't really me. It was a doppelganger. Like I don't know, nigga. But like
you stupid.
They no, it is as crazy as it sounds when we explain it. It is a good show.
It's a really good show. Like
it was a lot of fun actually because just like
yeah.
Because when you watch the previews, a lot of it feels like it doesn't connect. Like when they show it, like they do not like it feels like a bunch of mini stories. But then when you watch it, the way they tie it all together is pretty dope. And you're like, oh, okay, this is who that is. This is how this works. This is how that works.
I feel like Lovecraft Country is. You ever read them books where you choose your own adventure?
Yeah.
But the catch is you writing it as you go.
Yeah.
So like every day you have different versions. You like, I feel like having fucking zombies in this bitch. Just go ahead and go with that. And you write it and you're like, I'm at the end of the page. Fuck. All right, next page we're gonna have llamas eating
llamas.
Like, yo, cannibalism. Let's go. That's what Lovecraft Country is, but it's like really dope. I do it. They involve a lot of Black history in it too. But
yeah, that's a lot of real Black history. Yeah. Like, that was so dope. That was so dope. They had like a lot of real, like they use real names, real things. Like it's little things. Some things are little. They don't harp on some of it. Some of it they do. Mm-hmm. And then how things just tie together, come in full circle and shit. You're like, holy cow! Yep. Like. It's a crazy thing, man. It's a crazy thing.
I enjoy the Korean folklore they threw in because I know that so Kimio, if I'm saying her name correctly, if I'm not, I apologize. She basically was a nine-tailed demon. Mm-hmm. And if those that don't know about that, just look up Naruto and what?
Sadly,
that's what first thing I thought was like nine-tailed. Oh, Naruto. Okay,
that's
you know what I'm saying? That's
bullshit.
And try to think of another anime or another folklore that had that, but I can't think of one.
A lot of them have demons. And Inuyasha, I think, he was a demon. He had
I think Shishomaru was supposed to be a nine-tailed fox to some degree. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so like just the way that they kind of like meshed and threw in things, and it all made sense as far as how the story goes was dope.
Yep, they do a real good job of tying stuff in. The acting was good on there. Like,
yeah.
Like it's just it felt very believable. Like it was oh wow, this is a pretty cool adventure. It was dope. It was like it was dope.
Even like the episodes where they had like kind of like pit stops are pretty good. Where they like kind of like
which one would you consider a pit stop?
So like because so this episode I'm about to talk about ties into the whole story. The one where she first gets the house. Okay. So I feel like it was a pit stop, but it's like it ties into everything else.
It plays a big part in everything.
It does, but when you first watch it, you're like, it doesn't go. You don't think it goes into the grand scheme of things. You know what I'm saying?
They put her on the head right away because remember she finds that thing. I forget what it's called, the whatever, and then the old girl, like that same episode, the old girl says, "I'm looking for that." Remember, because remember she got the money.
Oh yeah. But so that ties into like them getting a house, but it doesn't tie into like what happened in the basement. But like the idea of those experiments do tie into the grand scheme of things as far as like how white people treat black
okay,
people.
as far as that part goes, the ghost thing, and then that part, and then that part later on when they put the whole curse, that part. But yeah,
so I said it's tied in, but it was kind of like I never was like, oh, this is a filler. You already know we had that argument.
Yeah, there's usually on realistic, so they usually don't do fillers like that. This was all like
true.
This was all like it was all tied in pretty well to me. It was just like because even in that episode, like you said, she comes about, she's looking for that thing. They go into the basement, and then when they go in the basement, they end up going through that whole thing and coming back in the basement somehow. Right. Like, what the fuck? How do we get hit? Oh shit! Like.
It was one of the things where like, if I was like me being black watching it, I definitely appreciate it. But I feel like if I was another culture, also like I feel like you would be more informed about things, and also you kind of get a different perspective on many things. Also,
yeah, I think it would give you a perspective without harping on it extremely crazy to the point where you feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And you would still get a good adventure out of it. Like, oh shit! Like if you like sci-fi, if you like the magic, I think you would like this show. It's pretty it's not. I don't want to say magic because magic sounds like it's like hocus pocus. It wasn't like that.
That's why I said sorcery.
Yeah, because it was sorcery. Like that's because you're right. It was most like they did like a few spells here and there, but it wasn't nothing crazy. It was more so about them trying to obtain the certain books and certain scroll things like that they needed to do the certain thing. It was good, man.
So I listened to Lovecraft Country Radio. That's the podcast that's a companion to the show. So the person that plays Letty was on there. I can't think of her name because my dumbass don't say Jessie Smollett. But anyway, the person that plays Letty, she was on the podcast. She got bad. She's talking about her experience because she actually does like the verbiage as far as like reading, like speaking tongues and like just speaking certain the spells or whatever. And she said like for a minute it was like kind of like it was real for her. Of like how like they did the things. It was like real spells and shit. So she was like, "Oh, like we actually doing this, like for real, like oh, all right."
Yeah.
I think she said she had to go to her pastor and be like, "Yo, so I'm doing this role and I gotta do a spell." And I guess like one point he was like, "Oh, you can't be doing a real spell." No, it's for real. Yeah, it's one of them ones. So like, I had to listen to it again, but it was like real ones. It's like, oh, like. This is real. Like this ain't for play. Yeah,
that was always scary. To me, those kind of things are always scary because I always feel like things that whenever you're messing with things that aren't of natural elements, you start fucking with your spirit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what I always feel like. Whenever you mess with things that aren't of natural elements, you start messing with your spirit. And so I'm like, yeah, that's pretty scary. Like I remember you hear about people like reading things and like someone had something written backwards on the album. If you had the rose in their mirror, I'm like,
I ain't doing that.
Hell no, bro. That should be on your soul after that.
I remember the Bone Thugs and Harmony. They had I remember one time I was like, because you see it, you're like, this is backwards and it's upside down. So you put it. I was in the car. And I was like, you put it to the mirror and like figure out what it was. Man, I was about to put up there and my body was like, no, don't do that, bro.
Yup. You're like, mm-mm.
I ever tell you a story about the Ouija board?
Hell no.
So one time I was at Amazon, right? For whatever reason, Amazon had a surplus of Ouija boards. And these Ouija boards were like glow in the dark ones.
Oh, shit.
So for the longest of times, I was avoiding these. Like on purpose. And so I was walking, so like I think at the time I was a picker. So you pick out orders and shit like that. And I remember, like, if I came across one, I would skip it. Because if it's in the same bin, I wouldn't fuck with it. But this time, I was just, like, in a hurry. I was trying to make sure I got where I needed to get. And I remember one time, I was looking at my scanner, and I went up to reach for the item I was trying to get. And wherever I touched, sent this chill through my whole arm. And I was like, what the fuck did I just grab? The Ouija board was in my hand. Like, the box of the Ouija board. I was like, oh! Because I usually when I grab things, I don't have that sensation. So I grabbed that, it just went through my whole... Remember how you used to get shots? When you like had state electricity?
Yeah.
It was like that, but a little bit more faint, but went through my whole arm, bro. Like my body was like, wherever it was, trying to send a warning of like, you had something in your hand you should not be fucking with.
I remember somebody tried to bring a Ouija board to our apartment and play with it. I was like, hell
I'm leaving.
I was asleep. I didn't know.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put nobody out there, but I remember that shit real well. Cause I remember I got told about it. And I was like, I'm not messing with it. I don't do that. I don't mess with that kind of stuff. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Ouija who? Luigi?
Yeah, all right, Luigi's Mansion. I'll play that. Yeah.
Luigi, he cool.
Luigi, okay, yeah, we can play Luigi. Oh, you said Ouija? Nah.
I'm good.
No. Like BGs, I like the BGs. You put them on. No, I feel
like black people getting told too many stories about Ouija boards. Even in like movies, it's like it's the one thing. It's like, oh, we should do, guys, play a Ouija board.
I never heard stories about Ouija boards. I just saw the fuckery that was behind them in the movies, and then just knowing like, and then going to church and stuff like that. You just knew like when it came to your spirit, you just didn't do certain things. When it came to spirits in general, you just didn't do certain things, and that was one of them. Like contacting the dead and all that. Nah, that just wasn't something we did, bro. Like that just was not. Which is funny because if you were to look, I think if you look back at African culture, I think there was a lot of that involved. There was a lot of that kind of stuff going on. But that might be more of a reason. But those people who did it were like practitioners and things like, and they knew what they were doing. Like.
Yeah, that's the main thing of like knowing what you're doing.
Like I know what I was doing. They cleanse and do all kinds of whatever they got to do before they get to this point, and their lifestyle's way different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm good on this, bro. Like, nah, we're good.
And if you ain't from that hood, don't go there.
Right? I'm good on this Ouija. I was like, Ouija board. No, I'm pass.
Hard pass.
Yeah, pass.
One time you play with a Ouija board, I'm playing on.
Yes, I got it on my iPhone. Let's play. Like, damn.
Having an iPhone is nuts. You stupid.
It just in text? Like, wow, that's crazy.
Maybe that's what a Ouija board is now, is a text message.
It's like, ba-doom, ba-doom.
No, listen to me, I'm stupid.
Ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom.
Oh, this was interesting. So, have you ever... I don't want to ask this question no more. So, have you ever... So, I was going through Twitter, right? My bad. I was going through Twitter, and somebody had asked, like, oh, like, what was, like, a fantasy? Or it's like... I guess, like, your most extreme fantasy, whatever. And one girl said... Crazy, terrible explanation, but she said that her fantasy is like she wouldn't be raped. And at the below of it, she said, "All right, I know y'all gonna get me out of here for that shit," but like that's like her thing. Now, granted, what she failed to leave out was she wanted to like be raped by someone that like she knew, like someone she's dating with. Basically, she wants someone to take control.
When you said that, honestly, that's what I like. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah,
I've heard of that a lot, and that's why I understood that. I understood what that meant. Like she met somebody that she knew, and like someone that yeah. But they were just very controlling. Very just came in and kind of just had their way with her.
Yeah,
that's the idea that she wanted. I've heard of that. That's not uncommon. That I've heard it before, so I wouldn't wow me. But if I just read someone said, "Oh, I just was raped," I'm like, "Whoa!"
But I know I gave her the benefit of doubt of like I know what you meant.
Right? Like yeah, no, I
thought you worded it terribly, but like
yeah, no, I've heard of that. I've heard of that from shows, different things I read and stuff like that. But also, even in person, I've heard of girls being like, "Yeah, I just wanted."
That's what 50 Shades of Grey is about.
Like just having somebody just take advantage. Like just literally take advantage. Like not like in a dark way, but just like I wanted them. They got on me. And just clothes, everything came off. They just was like there was like I wasn't fighting it. It's usually what it was. Usually like I'm not fighting it. I just kind of let it go. Like I just let it happen.
Some women want to fight it.
I've heard the closest one I've heard to someone I want to fight. It wasn't something I heard in person. It was a show I was watching, and she was talking about a fantasy of hers. And her fantasy was that the person came in masked up, like they were like robbery type thing. Yeah, they came in masked up or whatever. They just started like. They did kind of like just got their way with her, and she was like she tried to fight them up, but she couldn't. And they just
everybody has a like course to fight what she wants. Actually, everybody has you can tell to wherever you want. That's crazy to me. I can't.
Yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable with that at all. But that's just what she wanted. She wanted to be like somebody. But the same thing for her was like it was somebody she knew. She didn't know. Yeah. At the time, she didn't know, but she saw that touch.
Role play.
Yeah, like I said, like that. Play. And it was like, but they randomly come in, like, and I've heard of that. Like they randomly come in, they're dressed a certain way, so you can't really identify who it is right away. They don't say anything, so they don't give it away. And they just like take. And she's like, "Oh shit, this is happening!" Like he's oh shit, like yeah. And
I've heard a lot of girls say that because I think it's like kind of like the, especially in like kind of society. And we live in today, as far as like feminism and stuff like that goes. Yeah. It's like sometimes women just like I don't want to be in control at this moment. Like anything else is cool, but yeah. Sometimes you just want to like to relinquish like your control in a sense. You want to relinquish your control and your power because I think men go through that too. So go through that also.
I want to relinquish control. I think people in general. I think a lot of people, especially nowadays, want to be able to relinquish control, but they want to relinquish control to a trusting partner or to a trusting person.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, because I think a lot of times more often than not, people want to be able to relinquish control in their relationship. Sometimes it's the woman, sometimes it's the man, and they want to, but their partner isn't
dominating in that sense.
Not even dominating. Isn't they aren't credible enough of a person to be able to take control as needed. You know what I'm saying? And steer the ship right. Like I want to be able to like what if you get I heard the analogy being made before. I think I said it on here before. Like when you get a limo, you don't get in a limo so you drive it. You want to be able to get in the back of the limo, enjoy yourself while someone else is driving. True. You want to be able to relinquish control to that person. And I think that's kind of the same idea. Is that I want to be able to give you control and be able to trust in you and know that you're going to steer us the right direction and all that stuff. And that often don't happen.
I I feel like that. I used to say the same thing about pegging. Like for a man, I feel like that'd be like the same thing as far as like, oh, women want to be raped because some men want to be paid. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's for me.
As far as relationship control, because like if you a man, you getting paid, you have no control
Of your bladder. Oh shit! No, I would imagine you go boo boo beforehand, right?
I don't know.
I would imagine you would go boo boo beforehand.
I don't know. I don't have any inkling of what you do. I ain't trying to be close minded. I just don't really know.
I would think you would go boo boo and take care of yourself, but why I keep saying boo boo? I think you would go back. It's kind of fucking around. You gotta go boo boo, being dumb as shit. Now I'm stuck saying it. I would think you would go restroom and take care of yourself before you like went and do any butt play. And whether you the girl or yeah, I'd imagine you did that.
What's the fun in that?
Oh, mudslide playing ass, nasty.
You want your banana covered chocolate?
Oh, it's a choco stick, not a poop stick. That's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you Utopia next. Oh, speaking of that, so enough of the butt play. So before we get into this topic, so I wrote on Twitter like Utopia is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And oh boy was like, I'll say his name. Adonis was like, I told y'all. You remember him telling us anything about that show? Exactly. I was like, what are you talking about?
Maybe he did.
He didn't.
I'll be honest. I won't discredit him, but I will say this.
I discredit him. I'm playing.
I started watching it because someone at work put me on. I'm gonna say that much. I started watching it because someone at work told me about it.
All right.
And I just started watching the reason. I don't remember him. I don't remember ever hearing it. Maybe he did. I couldn't say. I guess it would be up his lane because it's a comic book related type of thing.
Nah, he wrong. I'm playing no. No, I was saying the same thing. Like I don't recall you telling me about it.
Yeah,
but
I don't recall. I mean, he may have. I mean, we talk about a lot of shows and stuff like that. He may have.
He did talk about a lot of shows. You're right.
But I would definitely say I came home watching it because of work. Someone from work said to me, "It's actually really good. I think you really like it." And I was like, "Let me check this out." And I started watching. I was like, "This shit is good."
I'm gonna have you explain it, but before you explain it, I was trying to think of the best one sentence way of explaining it. So I said Utopia is a conspiracy wrapped around a comic book. Wait, damn, that ain't what it is. No, I said Utopia is motherfucking No Country for Old Men combined with something else. I couldn't think the other thing was though.
If it was No Country for Old Men because of all the killing and stuff.
Yeah. How they killed. Was that with something else?
With what involves comic books?
Meryl.
Oh yeah, okay, I get what you go the whole going around and how they was killing people and stuff like that and doing things. Yeah. So Utopia, as you said, is about a comic book. It's based around this. I wouldn't call it a comic book. It's like a.
So it was a comic book. So
it's called. They refer to it as comic book.
So we're not going to spoil anything, but we won't give like the first. We basically won't give like enough information so we'll watch it. So in this show, it was Dystopia was an actual comic book that people read. Okay. And then Utopia never came out.
Right, that's what it was. So Dystopia was the comic book. Right. And then Utopia was like the follow up to it, I guess.
Yeah, but like it never came out.
Yeah, it was an unreleased comic book, I guess you would say that come out. And the thing about it that was such a craze about this thing was that the person who wrote Dystopia had an inkling for telling futures. Like these things would be like conspiracy theories, but it would actually have hints and clues to what the future was holding for them. And so far, Dystopia had always been correct. Yes. On everything, all the little clues and stuff. So some people, only very few people knew that. Most people just liked the comic book and thought it was pretty cool. Right. But there were very few people who actually understood and were able to read in depth of what it really was and get that there were clues in it that actually talk about the future. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it was based off was a lot of conspiracy stuff. Yeah. And a lot of it was we talking about like disease and how pandemics and stuff like pandemics, that, it was talking about, it didn't necessarily give dates, but it gave things like it just gave the clues they gave would lead to certain things that would essentially actually be that would actually come out to be true. Mm-hmm. And so there were very few people who knew about that, and so it's about these people who find it, and they're trying to, about them people trying to find it. And then break down what's going to happen and try to see if they can stop, just to figure out what's going to happen, see if they can stop it. They knew to do something or whatnot, what it is. And in the process of them doing that, these people are after the people who have the comics and they're killing them and stuff. Yeah. It's when I say, I really don't want to say comics because when you say comics, a lot of people go, "Oh my god, comic books, boo!" But it's like it's not like that. This thing is like
it's a different level. Like
it's more like a graphic novel than a comic. It's like
I've seen that too.
It's more like a graphic novel because the way it's written out. Because sometimes there aren't even words in. There's no script. It's just like
it's all like rough copies of like just images and stuff like that.
Rough copies, images, and some of them are kind of gory and kind of like scary looking. And the show is like I think it was rated M or something. No, I'm not sure, but
probably R.
Rated R. Like this it gets kind of grim. There's a lot of there's killing, there's blood, there's
and like just give more like details on like the conspiracy aspect. You know how like we say like, oh yeah, keep your third eye open.
Yeah,
they did that to a whole nother extreme.
Yeah, that's what this comic would be about. It's
don't cut your old man mixed with your third eye conspiracy. Cause one part where like they're like looking at the comic book or whatever, and they're like, and old girl's like, oh, what's this look like? It's a leaf. And like, no, this is Uganda. And what's in the background right there? And they're like, it's a caterpillar. No, it's something else. And like, she's making this story up, and you're kind of like,
yeah,
nah, that ain't it.
That's a good example. What the comic was perfect. That's a perfect one. Like they were looking at this picture, and in the picture it was like there was rain. Remember, one of the pictures there's this boys like crying, and there's rain or whatever. But then if you look at all the, and there's raindrops and stuff. But if you look at when the raindrops, it looked closer to it. It wasn't rain. It was it looked like a cell, like a cell from health and stuff. Yeah. And I looked at it because like it's a virus. What is this telling you? And it definitely was some third eye open type shit. You're right. That would be what it was. It was definitely some third eye open type of shit.
Because it wasn't until the 5th episode I was like, okay, they own to something. Like them boys they up to something.
And of course, when it being about conspiracy and stuff, you have to look at it. But then you think about what they're talking about. You go, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like they hit a lot of shit on the head in a scary way. You be like, oh, hold on. Because you start going through your own head, your own conspiracy. You be like,
I have conspiracies, but I know that they are conspiracies, so I'd be reasonable about it. Yeah. But if it comes out to be true, I was like, hey, I knew what time it was.
I just let y'all know.
Hey.
2010 on that tweet. Just remember. Third eye was open.
It was pretty good though. I thought it was really the show itself was really interesting as far as like just how everything just kind of like tied in, how everything just went together. Because like it was really like you're like, I'm running a bunch of like weirdos and comic book heads, and you already had like a certain idea of what you're gonna expect from these guys. Yeah. And it was like, nah, bro, we giving you a lot more.
Yeah. This show is definitely a little dark, for sure. Definitely is a little dark in that. Like,
it got darker more. I don't know when it was dark from the first episode.
Yeah, it's dark. Remember what they did on the boy?
Yeah.
This show is dark. It's good. That's what makes it so good. Because again, you hear the word comic, people like, this sounds stupid, but nah, it was definitely more adult than anything else. This shit was good.
If you're a fan of the boys, give this show a try.
That's a fair thing. The boys had some. Yeah, and it is on Amazon. Just so y'all know, it's on Amazon Prime, so you can know where to find it. But also give you guys an idea what kind of shows they usually be having on there. So that might help.
I think it's Amazon's lane right now. Like they kind of go for like the more edgy thing of like.
Yeah, very. Because the boys was like that. The boys.
I haven't watched season 2, but yeah.
I haven't done that either. Let's watch that next then.
I don't want to though.
I'll do it without you. That's fine. Okay. It's like
it's weird. Cause I want to watch it, but I don't want to put the energy into it or watch it.
I feel you because it was good, but I don't think it was great.
Yes. And I'm like, I don't want to have to go. Like I know I can find. Like I'm watching. My thing is anime, so that's what I'll go to first. And I have plenty of anime I'm watching right now. So it's like. Before I watch that, I'm gonna watch my animes. Like I got 3 I gotta watch today. So I got like 3 animes I gotta watch, and I got like, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to wean myself off of anime too.
Not me.
I know, not you.
Not me. Nope. Why? Why are you trying to wean off of anime?
I guess I want to watch more like I won't say adult shows. I want to watch more shows that I can like bring to here that we can talk about. Because like we're anime lovers, and we know that like a lot of like concepts and ideas come from anime and then goes to like American mainstream. Mm-hmm. But like I try to want to get more things. Like some things I'm not gonna watch. Like a lot of things on Netflix I'm not gonna watch. But yeah.
What's an example of something that you would want to bring over that we have not watched, or that you feel like you have to wean off of anime in order to watch it?
Oh, nothing. It's just like a personal thing. Like I feel like you didn't ask this question, but I'm gonna answer it. So I feel like a good anime that could be taken from anime to the American realm is Erased.
Erased is a real good one.
I thought that'd be really good, but the idea of like you having to have a kid to have that type of like acting characteristics is tough because it's kind of like detective. What's that one detective anime where he's like he had a spell casted on him and he turned back to a kid?
Oh, I was talking about he's real little.
Yeah.
I don't
He still
remember.
has
It's a
adult
bunch of
mind.
episodes of that. I forgot.
I know it's like over 1,000 and shit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was really goofy and stuff like that too, if I remember correctly. The one you're talking about.
I haven't seen it. I just know, you know, how you see something, you know what it's about, but you don't know what it is. That's kind of what that is.
What's the anime that you would be like, this doesn't transfer over, and why? Like to me, I would think. Well, what's one you think of that wouldn't transfer over?
Any of the sports ones, but if I was to name one for real, it probably would be Inuyasha. I feel like that one would be. It wouldn't be for an adult crowd. It'd be fucking young kids.
Yeah, those wouldn't go.
I feel like you can make that dark though. You could.
Oh yeah, you would just add the blood. I mean, they already got the fight, and you would just make it more graphic. Like that's realistically what you would do. Just make it graphic. I would say one that I don't see how they could pull it over and it'd be like, oh, people watch this JoJo Bizarre Adventure. I don't see no fucking way on how you would bring that over and it'd be an adult.
That would be niche. Cause like, here's my thing. So you say that, but we have people that love Quentin Tarantino movies. Nothing against them; they're great movies. But that's a real select few people that I love those movies. Like not all.
Yeah, but none of them are on JoJo Bizarre Adventure level though.
Cause it's that good. I know. No, like
now you know you're disrespectful. You know you're disrespectful right now.
Hey, God bless you. Unless you're disrespectful, what you want me to tell you?
Now when you say that, you're right. When you say that, you're right, sir.
No, that wouldn't transfer good American wise. Because like that's a lot of shit.
Yeah, I do. I think, like you said, Erased would transfer over pretty well. I don't. Just so you know, Erased is an anime about a guy who
he has an ability where basically for him time goes forward, like everybody else time goes forward. Mm-hmm. But if something needs to happen, time will loop back about like good 30 seconds to a minute.
The most I think it ever had been was like 5 minutes. At one point,
it was like 5 minutes. So as he's walking, he's aware of the time shift because he's like, to him it's like, oh, this is deja vu in a way, but he knows that something needs his attention at this point in time. He knows that
it's whenever something bad's about to happen.
Yeah, exactly. So like when the first episode starts off, he's walking, and as he's walking forward, you see cars go by and a semi truck runs by, and then time jumps backwards. Like that episode, like 5 minutes.
I think he saw like a butterfly. He saw something triggered. Remember, because something triggers it.
Okay.
He saw something, and then time went back again, but this time something was slightly different. And that's how he knew something was off.
Oh,
remember,
okay.
something was slightly different. Something about the truck was slightly different, and so he knew something bad was about to happen. So he was looking for it, and then he saw what was about to happen. So he went and
he went. So basically, because this is the first episode.
Yeah.
So he realized that the person when the semi truck that drove past him, the driver was asleep.
Yeah, the first time he wasn't. The second time when it happened, the first time he went by, and then like the butterfly effect thing happened, and he disappeared, and it happened again. This time, something was off. He was trying to put point, and he saw the driver was sleeping this time. And when that happened, it just that's when all the bad started to happen. So he had to react. And then I feel like something happened. So either he got hit or something happened, and it triggered, and it sent them way the fuck back.
Yeah, so I'm not. I was going to say, but I'm not going to get to that point because that part sets the whole story for it.
Yeah,
but it ties into. I guess we can get that part right. That's the whole thing about. So basically, I'm not. My bad. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not doing
something real traumatic happens, and so I guess what you discover is the worse the trauma, I guess the further back it goes. Because the idea is that whenever something gets triggered, whenever something bad happens, he has to. It basically gives him a chance to try to stop it.
Yes. And
something happens to him. Something happens to somebody, and it's real drastic. But because in order for him to stop it, he has to go far back.
Yep,
really far back.
So I think when the anime first starts off, he's like in his 20s, mid-20s, let's say 25.
Mid-20s, yeah. Like he's like 20. He's like late 20s. His late 20s, late 20s, or 30s. Yeah.
He had, because of this incident that happened, he had to go all the way back to he was like in not first grade, but like in elementary school.
Yeah, he's in grade. Yep, he's in grade school, and he goes back. And it sets off this whole case that he's going through. It's pretty interesting when you watch it. It's pretty short. The anime itself is, but like the way the storyline was laid out was actually really good. It won a lot of awards. It was a real good story. Mm-hmm. It was pretty cool.
Did they have a live action version of that?
Yeah, they did. They had a live action version of that.
Was it a movie or was it a show?
I think it was a movie. If I remember correctly.
Probably wasn't as good then.
You could. I think you could still. I could see how you could do that without having to give as much detail about certain things, like him and his friends hanging out. Like you don't have to do all that.
That's true. You have to condense a lot of shit.
You could cut a lot of stuff out and still make a solid movie out of it. I think you just, as long as you cut the right shit. But that's any movie. That's any movie realistically. Yeah. But no, with that you can cut a lot of stuff and still make a good movie out of it. But it was interesting. I think even if you're not an anime lover, I think if you watch it, I think you'll still like it because it's not like the crazy animes. Some people like anime because they think like craziness. It's like it's very adult like the way it runs and stuff like that. The way the concepts and the things they talk about and how, and mind you, even though he went back in time in grade school, he still has the mind of the adult.
That was the best part for me. That was the best part.
So he's in grade school with the mind of a late 20-something year old person. Mm-hmm. And so it's pretty cool to see that in this kid because like he's so mature, he's so like, oh, he's so good, blah blah blah. And even his friends like, you're weird, you're different, and they can't tell what's wrong with it, what's up with him. But it's very interesting to see. But I like that. I think that will transfer over. But you're right, not all of them do.
Yeah, I'm sorry for y'all. We was geeking out about an anime, but like if you should watch it. It's pretty good. And the reason why we kind of like having this conversation also, and incidentally, so remember, there's a Korean movie called Old Boy. Mm-hmm. And so that movie was great from beginning to end. It's amazing, and I think it was redone by Spike Lee.
Yeah, it was.
That shit was ass. I saw it. It was terrible.
I don't remember if I watched it or not. I feel like I did.
Save you some time. That's how good it was. That's how terrible it was. It's erased from your memory.
Damn, erased.
Yeah.
It's erased.
But no, like if you ever get a chance to see the Korean version of Old Boy, please watch it. It's really good. The Spike Lee version doesn't stand up. Like sadly, that comparison doesn't stand up to the original. But even when I was trying to like not to like compare it to it, just didn't feel good.
Yeah, I always like the Korean movies. For some reason, it's something about how they capture theater.
Yeah. Was that Parasite? Was it?
Parasite was it? Yeah. That was I was gonna bring that up. That was so good. I saw that like 2 or 3 times. That was really good. But even some of your other movies like a lot of your horror movies. I like a lot of horror movies.
Not my avenue.
That's my avenue. I like them Jones. Them Jones are really good. Those are good.
I gotta watch Train to Busan. I had to watch that. Oh, I might watch it today, as a matter of fact.
Oh, I saw that one.
I know you did. You saw it. Charles saw it. Everybody saw it besides me.
I like that. That was pretty cool.
I definitely had different. There's always different zombie types. They're like that's what I do like about zombie movies.
Yeah, I like. To me, if I'm watching a zombie movie, I like the fast zombies. Do
you really?
I don't like the slow. Nah. I like the oh shit, I really gotta think zombies. Like, yo, we gotta go.
Nah, so I don't know. So like
not the I guess like the rabies zombies. Those ones, the ones like
all zombies got rabies though.
But no, you know how you got the slow ones that like not the rabbits one, like the ones that are like actively rabid.
So you talking about like World War Z type zombies?
Yeah, those I feel like that's too extreme, but
those are probably the most elite ones. Like those are the elite ones.
Those like they're like ants. They're like ants.
Yeah, that's what they are.
The ant mindset. Like not those ones, but like the ones that's like the ones that could run and they be like booking it after you and shit like that. And the one like
so it's about 28 days later or 28 weeks.
Yeah, okay. There was a movie called what was it called? The kid is a Korean. I think it's a Korean movie, and the kid gets locked in his apartment.
Oh, Alive or something like that.
Yeah. That one was good. Like those zombies. Because some of them would take on the traits. Like some of the zombies would still have abilities. Of like one of them was a firefighter. And there was a rope hanging that this girl tried like.
Oh yeah, I mean tomorrow. Okay, yeah.
And he was able to, and the firefighter zombie was able to remember how to climb it. He was able to recall.
True.
They talk about recalling things. Like some of them could open doors. Not all of them, but some. And so I was like, that to me makes it more interesting. Like, oh shit, like they're.
I'll give you that. Okay.
But they weren't like super rabid and super fast. Yeah. They weren't that. They were just like they could run, stuff like that. They weren't super fast, but they were some of them were intelligent, some weren't.
You say that now until you playing Last of Us, not Last of Us, Left 4 Dead, and then you're like, oh shit.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead. Remember Left 4 Dead, the game?
I do, but I'm like, yeah, like
no, because like I like my zombies slow. Like House of the Dead, zombies slow.
Them zombies was crazy.
No, which one are you talking about? I remember playing 1 and 2.
They had like chainsaws and.
Those are boss battles. That's different. Yeah, like if I'm fighting slow zombies, I'm cool with the boss battles of them being like just maniac, like fire type shit. I'm cool with that. But like how of it? What's that? Something Left
4 Dead?
Yeah, them that's a zombie game, right?
Yes,
Left 4 Dead. I got that confused with Last of Us. So Left 4 Dead.
Oh yeah, them zombies.
Yeah, them zombies was nuts, bro.
Yeah, I like those. Those was way too fast and crazy.
That's what I'm saying. So you say you're like, oh yeah, those the best
But
ones
I gave you
too.
an example of the ones I like, which is the ones that are alive.
No.
Oh, all right. Since we're not gonna have a conversation, then we'll just wrap it up. So
you like zombies with characteristic traits?
Yeah, maybe like taking selfies. Yeah, not playing. Death lips. I'm done. All right, let's wrap it up. Yeah.
Yes.
Episode 130 of Cleaning Dishes. Well, thank you guys for tuning in with us. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Hit us up on YouTube. Check out the Instagram. I should probably say hit us up on Instagram. Check out the YouTube. Do either or. Either way, definitely get on there. Like, subscribe to the YouTube page. Like the Instagram and follow. We definitely appreciate that. Give us details on what you want to hear. Not even details. Just hit us up in our DMs and let us know what you want to hear. You can follow me on Instagram and social media at Mr. Fredtastic. You can follow this guy at
T.S. Reno Jr. on Instagram and Twitter.
Hey. Also, check out the website. It is up and running. cleaningdishespodcast.com. That's cleaningdishespodcast.com.
We got book club there too. So if you want any books you're interested in, audio books, whatever it may be.
As you know, we are always about learning and bettering ourselves. So definitely pick up a book and read. Get a copy. You know, if you want to recommend a book, please do so. You can do that on the website, or you can hit us up on Instagram. Again, thank you all for following up with us on episode 130. This has been quite the fun time. Check out the animes that we recommended, and don't forget to clean your hands, and clean your plate. Peace.